Did you know who Marco Huck will make his next title defense against?
To be so.
No. I understand it's Johnny Nelson.
Oh goodness. Johnny Nelson went and trained for that fight, Ashley?
Yes. I believe the fight. Well, it's on.
It's not going to happen. That Huck is going to beat him. He knows that Johnny Nelson can punch. He's not going to give him those opportunities. Johnny Nelson actually went and trained for a fight with Marco Huck after all of these years?
Yeah. One fight deal, he says. I just want to come and fight Marco Huck.
Oh my goodness. He actually went and did that. How old is Johnny Nelson now?
Must be in his 40s, isn't he? Must be.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think it'd be a good fight?
You know, the guy's a puncher. I don't know. He needs to get Huck out of there in 3 or 4 rounds because after that, then Huck gonna whoop that behind, man. I mean, it's just, you know, it's mind-boggling that a guy is got to be 44 or 45 and been out for what, 11 years?
He's trying to do a Sugar Ray Leonard.
Man.
If he comes back and he beats Marco Huck, would you rate him?
A puncher is always a puncher. The last thing to go on any fighter is punching power. The last thing to go on a fighter is punching power. But he'd have to strike lightning in a bottle within those 3 rounds because after that, this man gonna lean in on his behind. Johnny Nelson's fighting Marco Huck. This is crazy.
But see what happens. I believe there was an interview, and in the interview, he was being asked about Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao and the fight being made as a done deal, and he turned around and admitted that he had the done deal with him and Marco Huck.
Oh man, Marco Huck got to be just heated about now.
Really?
Yeah, he have to be heated. Would you be heated? You're the champion, some guy that's been out for 11, 12, 13 years, 44 years, somebody's going to come back and beat you? I would be heated. I would say, oh my goodness. He said, I just said, look, I got to leave. I'm going to camp right now. It could have been 8 weeks old. I'm going to camp right now because I'm not letting him win.
But if he did it, what would happen?
Marco Huck would have to go up to somewhere in Germany in the hills and never come back.
I'm going to hiding. Leave the arena with the disguise like Floyd Patterson.
Of course, he'd have to go, man. Who lets that happen to him? Who lets an old man come back and beat him like that?
Hagler, Ray Leonard. But it wasn't that.
That was a very close fight. That was a very close fight. You know, it's a very close fight, and you know, neither one of them had anything to be ashamed of thereafter.
But with Johnny Nelson, you're not so sure. Would you tune in to watch the fight?
Yeah, I certainly would.
Okay, in your opinion as a coach, look, there's so many factors. Ring rust, age, what's he got left as a fighter? So many different questions. How do you manage a fighter like that for one fight? That'd be like Lennox Lewis coming back to fight Klitschko now.
You'd have to have 6 months of training. You'd have to bring in competent sparring partners, not sparring partners that's going to come in and do the help Johnny by saying, I'll go light on him, this, that. You got to bring in some beasts of sparring partners to punch on him. You know, to punch on him, to let him know what he's getting himself into. So that if he has any doubts about it, he can get out now. And if he can survive that there, then he'd be ready for the fight. But he'd have to come in there with 6 months training. That 3 months not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. You'd have to get 6 months to readjust to the rigors of training and bring in competent sparring partners that's going to hit him as much as Johnny was going to try to hit back. And make it difficult for him, to find out if he really wants to be there.
Johnny Nelson at his peak, how would he have done against Marco Huck?
Might have knocked Huck out. He might have knocked Huck out. He might have clipped Marco Huck because Huck comes forward. He's not shy. Huck is going to come forward. But Johnny at that time might have clipped him and got him out of there because he's such a big, booming puncher. He wasn't no. He has really good skills too. So I think that he could have got him out of there.
And now, what would he have? Well, apart from his punch, what would he have now as a fighter? What would be left? Because his fight is a lot of this was about reflexes and movement.
Yeah, that's the complicated thing. That's why I say you need a half a year to even get your reflexes back up. He got to blow all the dust off his reflexes.
But you could tell, if you look at him in Sky now, he looks so much slimmer. You could tell he's been back in the gym.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali looked as slimmer when he went against Larry Holmes. And when he got in there, he didn't have nothing. All right, Ray Leonard looked as good when he came back against Hector Camacho. And when he got in there, he had nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It looks so deceiving. It looks so deceiving. When you get in there and start them punches start coming with them 10-ounce gloves on, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And he's 11, what is it, 13 years or something?
Something like that.
Oh, goodness gracious. I wouldn't try that.
Too long in the tooth?
It's just, they better have doctors right by ringside and somebody that's mindful enough to stop this here because I think Huck will get him. Who knows? It might go 3 or 4 rounds, but I think Huck gets him. I just can't see him coming back after all that time out. One fight, you're going to fight for the championship.
How can the WBO allow this? That's what I want to know. How can the WBO allow him to jump across everybody in the queue to fight?
Well, they have such a thing with all their organizations, like when you've been active like Marco has, they give them what they call a gimme fight. And that's what he's got here, a gimme fight. Because Huck has been active. He's been defending that title for some time now. He's got 13 defenses. So they're probably just giving him one of those kind of fights, a gimme fight. Where you can just go out and have a fight and come on back and start defending against the contenders again.
It's a sad state of boxing if something did happen to Johnny Nelson. Because who would be to blame? The WBO? The British Boxing Board of Control?
Well, if he passes the physical, you got to blame Johnny Nelson. If he passes the physical, you got to blame Johnny Nelson. When they hand him his ass and say, "This is your ass," Marco said, "You can have it back now." That's him. That's what you got to blame him.
But if he beats Marco Huck, does it make him the greatest cruiserweight of all time?
No, he just caught lightning in a bottle.
But isn't it a great feat?
He caught lightning in a bottle. It doesn't make him the greatest cruiserweight of all time. It just makes Marco Huck the stupidest cruiserweight of all time.
I have to say that because there are boxing fans out there that will see Johnny Nelson make this comeback and he lands maybe a punch and maybe knocks Huck out. And, we know there are other cruiserweights out there such as Evander Holyfield that, I'm sorry, I don't think Johnny Nelson would have stood in the same class as Evander Holyfield, in all honesty.
Yeah, Evander Holyfield was the greatest cruiserweight of all time. And at this current time, he is the greatest cruiserweight of all time.